I'm Wendy, and I was diagnosed with anorexia and bulimia.
I'm Valerie, and I have been a sufferer of bulimia.
For me, the story was kind of one of being sucked into something that seemed really desirable, only to find out that it wasn't all I expected, at which point it was too difficult for me to escape.
From a young age is kind of where it all started. Having child abuse, it leads to not loving yourself, and that's what caused me to have a lot of problems with eating disorders and things like that. No matter how thin I was, I still felt I was fat. And the lyric that I wrote when I was going through all this, it goes, "The bruises on her skin are no different than the bruises on her soul. She's not in her control. She's a victim more of herself than somebody else."
I picture it in my head like a really beautiful garden, and I see myself walking down a path and the flowers are so pretty. It's just where I want to be. And I see someone in the distance who I want to follow. They're leading me down this path, and for me this path was kind of a way for me to seek perfection in my body and to improve on what I thought was flawed already.
I felt that things that represented myself that were elements of the world were very resistant, such as water, because it's like you have to push through the water to get through it. And I just envisioned a lot of turbulence going on within the water, and how I've had to become a force of nature in myself to push through these things that were holding me, the waves that were pushing me down, I guess you could say.
And as I go farther down the path, instead of me walking of my own free will, I'm rather being led by this stranger. They're grabbing at my wrist and they're almost pulling me down the path at this point. As I get farther down, things become blacker. I'm in some kind of tangled dance with this dark, shadowy stranger, and we're just in a place that's not pleasant to be anymore. For me, this was like the worst steps of my eating disorder. At this point, I realized that I wasn't doing anything that was good for my body. I was lying to my friends and family, and I just felt completely worthless.
So I relate myself to the oleander flower as a child, because the oleander, it's this innocent looking flower, white and pure, but yet it is poisonous. And so I have a song called Oleander that I wrote about being this child that was this poisonous flower because I was self-destructive, I was angry inside, and I had a lot of pain.
In the end, I was referred to an inpatient service where I stayed for 2.5 months. I remember saying to the lady who referred me, "I'm not going to fit in here. I'm not sick enough to be here." And she said, "Oh no, I think you'll fit in fine." I felt the warmth and support of everyone, and even though it was difficult and I had really difficult days, I was on a feeding tube for 2 months. And often I just hated myself still. But at the end of my journey, I was in so much of a better place.
And that's why I wanted him to portray me as a nude woman, because I felt that's the best way I could express myself is that vulnerability, those fears of accepting yourself and your body. And I never thought I could be as vulnerable in this painting.
The support is definitely there if you reach out for it, and I feel like I love myself more now, and I recognize my value in the world, and I want to show my value in the world. I want to show up in the world. I don't want to be hidden in some eating disorder that consumes me and hides the person who I really am.
I feel that I've come a long way. I've began to love myself more. I've made better decisions in my life, and I'm going through the process of recovery, but I feel once I get there, I'm just going to keep going, and nothing will stop me, not any force of nature of any kind. I will, in a sense, feel empowered and conquer the world. It doesn't depend on if I'm skinny enough, because curves are beautiful.
I'm Wendy, and I'm in a better place.
I'm Valerie, and I'm in a better place.